He had to practically beg for a college scholarship. A Canadian point guard before recruiting Canadians was a thing, who became a repeat MVP and no doubt Hall of Famer. That's Steve Nash, the 15th overall pick in the greatest draft class in NBA history. But more than just great players, 96 saw the entry of revolutionary personalities and icons, those who charted the path of the next 2 decades of pro basketball in the shadow of Michael Jordan's legacy. In 2001, the NBA eliminated its old illegal defense rules, which effectively mandated man-to-man defense. The hand check, a staple of the league, was dead. Any contact from defensive players that impeded the progress of a player with the ball was now forbidden. Not so coincidentally, 2001-2002 was Nash's first All-Star season. He was perfect for the New World Order. His dominance in Phoenix opened the minds of teams who spent much of the previous 10 years slowing games down. It was Nash who showed that a player like Steph Curry could dominate like big men did before, that a franchise could achieve consistent success building around someone like Damian Lillard. The sludge of the 90s was replaced by a pace reminiscent of the 1980s. The paradigm of the NBA shifted, and Nash led that fast break with his shooting, amazing passing, and fearless attacking of the basket.
Nash on the drive, Nash to the rim, Nash puts it in.
The great what if with Nash was, what if he shot more three-pointers? Or just shot more at all? The paradigm, in Nash's time, hadn't changed so much that he shot threes at a rate similar to Curry's, even though he shot 43% for his career behind the arc.
He's killing the Lakers. Nice shot. Nice shot.
Nash never shot as many as 5 3-pointers per game, leaving countless points unscored and making him the rare Hall of Famer who absolutely could have and should have been better. Okay, let's back up. Steve Nash, the son of a pro soccer player, was born in Johannesburg, South Africa in 1974, but his family moved to Canada before his second birthday. He grew up playing soccer and hockey like a good Canadian boy, but when he took up basketball in his early teens, he knew that was his ticket.
There was something incredibly attractive about the NBA and basketball and college basketball, and it kind of sucked me in.
Convincing someone else of this wasn't as easy. Nash was a high school star in Canada, averaging nearly a triple-double his senior year, but there was almost no interest from American colleges. The one school to see him in person was Santa Clara University, a Jesuit school in Northern California. Santa Clara offered him a scholarship, and it immediately paid dividends. In 1993, the Broncos won the West Coast Conference Tournament and, as a 15 seed, knocked off second-seeded Arizona, a team with 3 future first-round picks. Nash entered the 1996 draft, projected to be a first-round pick.
Steve Nash.
He was selected by the Phoenix Suns, rebuilding after the Charles Barkley era. For his first 2 seasons, Nash couldn't crack the starting lineup. In 1998, Nash was traded to Dallas in a deal centered around a first-round pick that ultimately became Sean Marion. In the 2000-2001 season, things revved up for the Mavs and Nash. In the 3rd season of Dirk Nowitzki and Coach Don Nelson's tenures in Dallas, the Mavs made the playoffs for the first time in 11 seasons. Nash, for the first time, averaged double figures in points, averaging 15.6 points per game and over 7 assists per game while shooting over 40% from 3. Nash was an all-star the next 2 seasons and, in 2004, entered free agency. His 2 biggest suitors were the Mavericks and his old team, the Suns. Phoenix offered Nash a 5-year, $65 million contract, but owner Mark Cuban, worried about Nash's durability given previous back issues, balked at such a long-term deal and refused to match the offer. Nash went to Phoenix, and the NBA was never the same.
It's great to be back. My teammates and I have been working really hard. We're going to have a hell of a year.
In 2003, after 21 games, the Phoenix Suns fired head coach Frank Johnson and promoted assistant Mike D'Antoni. D'Antoni coached the Nuggets during the 1999 lockout season, but was dismissed after that year. Coming into 2004, D'Antoni's career record was 35-76. The team had young talent with future All-Stars Amari Stoudemire, Sean Marion, and Joe Johnson, all under age 26. Then the Suns added Nash, and a remarkable turnaround had begun. The 04 Suns won 29 games. The 05 Suns won 62. D'Antoni's up-tempo offense, based on the belief that the best shot a team would get would be in the first 7 seconds of a possession, revolutionized the NBA.
We played a style that was thought to be revolutionary at the time, but really, we should have doubled down. And Mike said this before. We should have played faster. We should have played smaller. We should have shot way more threes.
It ushered in the spread pick-and-roll schemes of today's league. And the gas for its engine was Nash, possibly the greatest shooting point guard up to that point. Nash won the MVP in 2005 and repeated the following season, the shortest player ever to win the award in back-to-back years. In D'Antoni's 4 full seasons in Phoenix, the Suns were in the top 2 in offensive efficiency each year. They went to 2 Western Conference Finals. And Nash? He was an all-star each season, led the NBA in assists per game 3 times, shot at least 43% from 3 each season, and posted 3 50-40-90 seasons, plus one 50-40-89.9 season.
How did he hit that layup?
D'Antoni went to the Knicks in 2008. After missing the playoffs in 2009, Phoenix returned to the West Finals in 2010, and Nash returned to the All-Star team, racking up his 4th of 5 assist titles. Nash never made the NBA Finals, but his Suns were also cursed with awful luck. In the 2005 playoffs, Joe Johnson broke his orbital bone in the second round, and by the time he returned, the Suns were down 2-0 in the West Finals to the Spurs, a series they'd lose 4-1. The 2007 West semifinals versus San Antonio swung a bit when Robert Horry hip-checked Nash into the scorer's table in Game 4, which resulted in Stoudemire and Boris Diaw being suspended a game for leaving the bench, but never getting to the fight.
I don't really know if I ever could really let go of it. I think the most difficult thing for me was you're walking around the city and everyone's coming up to you saying you got cheated and robbed, and it's like, well, no, you need to say goodbye to someone. You walk 2 more blocks and you're steaming.
After being tied 2-2, the Suns lost Game 5 at home and the Spurs closed them out in Game 6. But Game 4 of the first round of the 2010 playoffs, again against the Spurs, had bad luck, but a happy ending in the most unforgettable game of Steve Nash's career. Midway through the third quarter, the Suns up 3-0 in the series. Nash caught an inadvertent elbow from Tim Duncan. The gash over his eye required 6 stitches. Though the wound was closed, Nash was effectively left with one working eye, but played through it. He finished with 20 points, half after the elbow. He hit threes, attacked the basket, and commanded the offense as Phoenix swept its nemesis.
Nash had 4 field goals. He had 5 assists with one eye.
After the game, Nash said he couldn't see a thing, but no one who saw it would forget it.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.